which was providing really an historical evolution and was touching very, very important points concerning the cultural heritage and common heritage and the future of cultural heritage. Now we move to Simone Zambruno. I give the floor to him to continue this section. Zambruno, are you there? Yes.
Yes, I'm here. Good morning, Professor Biati. Thank you. I'm going to share my presentation.
Excellent. Okay, we see it.
You see, okay. So, well, my speech will be in Italian, but you can follow me with English text in my presentation. Quindi, brevemente, io mi raggancio a quello che ha detto poco fa il professor Iannucci. Cercherò di riassumere molto rapidamente ciò che è stato fatto per le azioni BF, sottolineando però come siamo partiti, tutto il gruppo è partito in questo, proprio dall'assunto citato poco fa dal professore, che vi ripeto, perché è molto importante, cioè il fatto che solamente attraverso il racconto, le narrazioni, il patrimonio culturale prende vita ed entra a far parte del presente in quanto eredità. Questo è stato il nostro motore. Quindi nello specifico, nell'azione B2, ovvero la formazione di esperti locali e regionali, sono state realizzate attività didattiche riguardo alla transizione digitale, nonché sulle principali tecnologie, per appunto digitali, per lo studio e per la comunicazione del patrimonio costruito. Dunque, le lezioni, originariamente previste in presenza, sono state traslate su piattaforma Teams a causa della situazione emergenziaria da Covid-19 che tutti conosciamo. E per cui i contenuti di queste lezioni sono stati erogati attraverso 3 momenti, 3 lezioni sincrone, quindi in diretta, svoltesi a giugno 2020 e ben 50 video lezioni asincrone o MOOC, quindi Massive Online Open Courses, distribuiti poi attraverso le piattaforme universitarie. Per illustrare e chiarire meglio i concetti trasmessi ai partecipanti sono stati mostrati alcuni casi di studio, sono stati raccontati, spiegati, applicazioni sul campo già sperimentate in Università di Bologna, in Frame Lab in particolare, e nello specifico i 4 che vedete lì, ve li racconterò molto velocemente proprio perché hanno fatto parte del percorso formativo dei partecipanti al progetto. Lo Studiorum di Gubbio, Santa Maria in Portofuori, Ariani in Piazza e San Giovanni Evangelista. Ariani in Piazza è un progetto di studio di qualificazione urbana che ha interessato uno spazio aperto della città di Ravenna, su cui insiste uno dei monumenti UNESCO di Ravenna, progetto che ha comportato, tra le altre cose, tra le molte iniziative, la realizzazione di ricostruzioni 3D basate sull'analisi approfondita dell'edificio e delle testimonianze storiche che lo riguardano. San Giovanni Evangelista. Questo progetto ha teso a ricostruire i principali momenti di cambiamento architettonico, di evoluzione architettonica della più antica chiesa di Ravenna, ancora esistente, attraverso la computer grafica e in seguito attraverso l'utilizzo di virtual tour interattivi. Lo Studiorum di Gubbio è un progetto che ha voluto ricomporre in qualche modo l'unità di insieme di ambiente e decorazioni dello studio di Federico da Montefeltro nel Palazzo Ducale di Gubbio. Molto brevemente, tarsie, linee e dipinti sono stati ricollocati in una ricostruzione 3D di questa piccola stanza e i vari contenuti iconografici resi disponibili di nuovo tramite un tour virtuale e accompagnati a una videonarrazione e a un sito web dedicato. Quindi questi progetti contenevano molti paralleli col percorso che è stato intrapreso dentro ROCHEMP. Santa Maria in Portofuori, in questo caso una nuova ricostruzione digitale di una chiesa non più esistente, distrutta nella Seconda Guerra Mondiale, e del ciclo di affreschi, ovviamente anch'esso perduto, di scuola giottesca, che conteneva. Queste ricostruzioni, assieme a filmati e interviste, hanno costituito un percorso di mostra svoltosi nel Museo d'Arte della città di Ravenna tra la fine del 2016 e il gennaio 2017. Infine, un ultimo caso di studio presentato nell'ambito di ROCHEMP riguardato la perigesi di Pausania e in particolare i metodi per lo studio di quest'opera attraverso l'utilizzo di piattaforme GIS. Si tratta di un progetto di dottorato che è volto alla realizzazione di un atlante storico multimediale della Grecia antica basato sulle descrizioni fornite appunto da Pausania nella peregesi, e che fosse in grado, che sarà in grado di restituire tutte le identificazioni possibili per i siti menzionati all'interno di quest'opera. Un veloce focus sulla azione B3. Parallelamente a queste iniziative e alle lezioni sono stati realizzati, vi ho accennato prima, dei corsi telematici in vista poi di questa azione. Sono poi i MOOC, Massive Online Courses, che vi ho citato poco fa. E sono stati trattati numerosi argomenti per avvicinare alle tecnologie che costituiscono in qualche modo un po' il cuore della transizione digitale dal punto di vista del racconto, della narrazione, della valorizzazione del patrimonio. Per cui grafica 3D, 3D scanning, nello specifico della grafica 3D abbiamo prediletto, ma non solo, poi ve lo dirò, software, piattaforme open source o a basso costo, comunque di facile accesso. Relativamente ai GIS che hanno fatto parte di questo percorso, di queste video lezioni, sono state impartite, diciamo, nozioni propedeutiche al loro utilizzo, finalizzate a fornire ai partecipanti del progetto un'inquadratura generale sulle modalità di realizzazione delle mappe digitali e sulla georeferenziazione di giacenze archeologiche. Inoltre è stato raccontato, è stato anche fatto sperimentare come questi GIS attraverso strumenti paralleli come quello delle story map siano in grado di combinare le mappe interattive, diciamo la cartografia digitale, con altri elementi multimediali, allo scopo di narrare la storia, il territorio, entrambe le cose, in maniera coinvolgente anche per chi non si dedica a queste cose come lavoro, ecco, ma le vuole e le deve fruire come appassionato, cultore, interessato, eccetera. In questo frangente sono stati introdotti diversi software, in particolare ArcGIS e CityEngine, proprietari, ma anche QGIS e altri strumenti open come Nightlab, Google Voyager, Google Maps e Tour Builder. Infine sono state progettate e anche, diciamo, somministrate, come si dice, delle esercitazioni sull'impiego di questi software per la mappatura dei siti storici. Un primo esercizio ha previsto l'impiego di QGIS per illustrare l'evoluzione di una città. Abbiamo lasciato la scelta tra Yerevan, Gyumri e Dilijan, mentre un secondo esercizio diciamo, prevedeva l'integrazione di questa mappa all'interno appunto di una story map interattiva, quindi diciamo, un momento, una fase di questa realizzazione più rivolta alla comunicazione. Rapidamente, per quello che riguarda invece il lato comunicativo di tutto il progetto, quindi l'azione F, in estrema sintesi, ecco, delle attività di ROCHEMP e degli argomenti di attività culturale a livello regionale, internazionale, eccetera, è stata data diffusione attraverso strumenti in grado di raggiungere il più vasto pubblico possibile, non solo perché sono i più utilizzati, ma anche cercando di utilizzarli nella maniera più opportuna e più consona. Tra questi ovviamente il sito, di cui vedremo un piccolo approfondimento fra poco, una pagina Facebook, comunicati stampa, newsletter a frequenza semestrale, consentendo così a un vasto pubblico di essere costantemente informato sulle attività svolte dal centro. Nel dettaglio appunto il sito ROCHEMP.org. Ora non ve lo descriverò per filo e per segno, ma i punti essenziali secondo noi sono stati innanzitutto il fatto che il sito web ROCHEMP.org sia stato sviluppato in 3 lingue, quindi armeno, italiano e inglese. Il dominio del sito, il nuovo ROCHEMP.org, sia stato acquistato scegliendo un'estensione che garantisse il miglior posizionamento possibile tra i motori di ricerca, tra i risultati dei motori di ricerca. Il sito è affiancato da un blog, citato prima dal professor Iannucci, in lingua inglese, e i contenuti del sito in particolare sono stati prodotti, sono stati scritti, se volete più semplicemente, cercando di tenerci il più possibile alle regole della SEO, quindi della Search Engine Optimization, di nuovo per favorire l'emergere del sito di ROCHEMP all'interno dei motori di ricerca. Scusate, mi sono staccato l'auricolare, mi sentite? Spero sì. Proseguo. Questa è semplicemente una schermata appunto esemplificativa delle query, insomma di una query di ricerca del nostro sito. Il sito è stato costruito con un CMS open source, WordPress, utilizzando un tema gratuito. Come vi dicevo, abbiamo optato laddove possibile sempre per strumenti sostenibili, quindi a basso costo, ma anche di semplice utilizzo e mantenimento. Sono stati utilizzati plugin gratuiti per la personalizzazione del sito e l'implementazione di funzionalità specifiche, per esempio la raccolta di indirizzi mail, come potete vedere in questa schermata, o l'implementazione di una newsletter, attraverso la quale è stato poi possibile programmare messaggi automatici, una newsletter automatica, ogni volta che uscisse un post nel blog. Infine è stato utilizzato un altro plugin tra i tanti, ma ve lo cito, Monster Insight, per il tracciamento del traffico sul sito internet. E per quanto riguarda i social network, che in qualche modo costituiscono un pochino l'elemento cardine della comunicazione, ovviamente anche il professor Abbiati lo ha detto poco fa, sono stati attivati per il centro un canale Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. Questi sono stati aperti per permettere tanti tipi di comunicazione, delle tante attività, quindi per declinare la comunicazione del centro, e sono state stilate delle policies specifiche per l'utilizzo dei canali social. La strategia è stata quella di rendere i contenuti con un linguaggio informale, in modo da poter comunicare efficacemente in maniera trasversale, e i contenuti sono stati strutturati in armeno e in inglese, di nuovo per rivolgersi a una comunità ampia. Le informazioni da condividere sono poi state adattate, ovviamente, ve l'ho anticipato poco fa, alle singole piattaforme. Questo per poter rispondere alle esigenze degli utenti e per seguire in qualche modo la vision, se preferite, gli strumenti del social utilizzato. In poche parole, per esempio, dando la precedenza all'aspetto visuale su Instagram e a quello testuale su Facebook. Per coerenza comunicativa è stato poi usato il logo come immagine del profilo, il logo del progetto intendo, così come nell'header del sito, in modo che il centro fosse immediatamente riconoscibile sulle varie piattaforme. I social sono ovviamente stati molto utilizzati durante il lockdown per la comunicazione di eventi e di tutte le attività che hanno riguardato il centro. In particolare, un piccolo focus sui dati: la pagina Facebook conta attualmente, vedete, più di 1000 follower, e quello che è importante è il trend positivo di crescita, per cui questi numeri sono in continuo aumento di alcune centinaia di unità negli ultimi mesi. È stato impostato un piano editoriale che consentisse di programmare i contenuti sulle varie piattaforme in maniera regolare e ponderata. E infine, e ne vedete alcuni qui, sono stati individuati hashtag utili al raggiungimento di vari pubblici e quindi utili alla circolazione delle informazioni caratterizzanti il progetto. In particolare, ve li leggo, ma insomma sono riportati anche lì, gli hashtag ROCHEMP Center, ROCHEMP_expert, ROCHEMP Team e ROCHEMP. Concludo dicendovi sottolineando insomma che poi specifici hashtag sono stati utilizzati, individuati e utilizzati per specifici appuntamenti. Qui vi riporto l'esempio di una delle ultime volte in cui ci siamo ritrovati a parlare di questo progetto. In quell'occasione sono stati sperimentati e utilizzati gli hashtag FrameLabUnibo, fra gli altri, e Unibo. Con questo io ho concluso, sottolineo semplicemente quello che è stato il racconto anche del professor Iannucci, e che in realtà è stato anche il senso di tutte queste operazioni. Molti ne hanno parlato questa mattina. Ovviamente quello che si è fatto finora è sostanzialmente l'impostazione di questi canali, ma la metodologia con cui li si è sviluppati, si è creati, l'intento con cui lo si è fatto è quello di mantenere vivo l'interesse per il progetto, per l'area, per le iniziative che ruotano attorno a ROCHEMP, da qui in avanti. Ecco, quindi questo non esaurisce il progetto, anche se oggi ci stiamo raccontando formalmente la sua conclusione. Ho finito.
Bene, ti ringrazio molto. Anche qui un lavoro molto articolato su quelli che sono i vari canali di comunicazione, e adesso arriviamo all'ultima comunicazione sui contenuti, sull'attività del progetto, quella di Gane Babayan. Ci sei? Gane, ecco qua. Bene, vediamo già la presentazione. Se puoi metterla in modalità schermo intero è meglio, se no procediamo così. Sorry, I switched I mean, listening to Italian, I switched to Italian. So thank you to Simone Zambruno for his presentation. Now we go on with the last presentation on this topic by Gane Babayan. The presentation is on, perfect. You can go on. I cannot hear you. You have the microphone off. Can you turn on the microphone, please? Gane, can you turn on your microphone, please?
Sorry, excuse me.
Okay,
I have technical problem. Buongiorno a tutti. Parior Bolorin. Okay, so my presentation. Thank you, Simone Zambruno, for covering many aspects of communication plan and tools. So a little left for me, but still I would like to present the other aspects of communication plan. And focus more on the media representation, TV, newspaper, radio, and other platforms. So when we talk about our audience, it's important to stress that the audience of ROCHEMP on digital platforms is quite diverse, and I would like just to mention that any person with some kind of professional interest in any aspect of cultural heritage management, enhancement, and protection can be considered as our target group. But to somehow outline the specific groups of our audience, I would like to outline museum and historical sites workers, researchers and scholars who use our materials. I will talk later about our new section on our website, which is quite important and sort of was generated. The idea came in the process of our program when we conducted the assessment of needs. I will talk about later, and also youngsters and students who also quite actively are engaged in our communication platforms. So let's talk about how the general process of creation of materials and communication materials, handouts is implemented in our center. First of all, we have brainstorming with our team and also our Italian colleagues from Bologna University Frame Lab. And we make colloquial decisions based on each project that we are currently working. We prepare some kind of design, general idea how the specific program or project should be presented and delivered to different target groups. And graphic design, so all the visual materials that you see on our platforms, all or mostly all of it is carried out by staff of the center, and also large events are developed by the staff of the center. By that I mean a wallpaper program, badge, bag, pen, notebook, etc. And a bit about the presence on the social media and on our blog, although Simone Zambruno quite detailed covered it, but let me add that several post entries weekly and monthly are highlighted on our platforms, presenting the activities of the center during that specific period. We try to use different communication styles. Sometimes it's informal, sometimes it's formal, because it depends on the nature and on the audience that we want to reach. And the key messages that usually we try to deliver to our audiences, of course, is this important stress on the international collaboration, as we are an international project. And also we are stressing the importance and trying to provide learning materials for both professionals and also for all people interested in cultural heritage studies. We try to give floor and present more experts and experts' opinion, because not always they are that much represented, for example, in social media, but their expertise and knowledge is very much appreciated. And we are trying to share useful materials and initiatives that are even organized not specifically by us, but for example by our partners. And talking about communication goals, I would like to highlight several such objectives. First of all, we try to raise awareness of the issues and modern approaches applied to the cultural heritage management, preservation, enhancement, and study, to provide information about latest news in the sphere, and to put stress on the professional approach to the issues, and of course foster cooperation and exchange of experience and knowledge. And as I already said, each event that we organize, we make this kind of promotion plan individually in close collaboration with local press media, newspapers, TVs, radio, internet media. We also designed and published booklet representing the center. You can find more than 23 blog articles prepared and published on our ROCHEMP blog, and I would like to encourage all our guests and friends and followers of ROCHEMP to follow us on social media and especially on the blog, because we really try to deliver the latest and most the most interesting information regarding both the cultural heritage in Armenia and in the region. So stay tuned. And of course, for such a project, diverse and international, it's important to have this visibility and promotion of activities. So in that we had close partnership collaboration with Unibo FrameLab, that I would like to thank all the staff for helping and assisting with their videos, tutorials that were really helpful in many cases, and we needed to create some new feature or to make some new post. So we have this official website, www.rochemp.org. We have official pages and profiles on the most proactive social media, as already was mentioned by Ani. And I put here the links so that you can join us, like, subscribe, and the next slide shows our presence on this new platform, another platform, sorry. We are talking about newspaper, for example. Such example is newspaper publication in April 2020. Then our director, Ani Avakian, gave interview to Nairi Khachadurian, who is the correspondent of France Armenie magazine, which is quite a popular magazine among the Armenians around the world. It has like 10,000 subscriptions around the world, and it's available also in digital format, on tablets, smartphones, and also on the web. So we had quite a big outreach by this publication, and if you haven't read it, so you can use this link later, then we will share these presentations and read it. Another example is this podcast experience that also our director had when she gave interview to EVN Report, Maria Titizian, representative of EVN Report, and it was very important podcast, I would say, because it highlighted very important challenges, problems of our restoration conservation practices in Armenia, and try to raise awareness about these issues. Again, you can find it online and listen. Another such case is how we, for example, promote our events. The first international conference that was organized and carried out in 2020 in January in Matanadaran, and our director again went to the radio and gave very interesting interview presenting all the speakers and the mission and goals of the conference, again available online. And generally we had different occasions to show, to present our activities in different platforms. For example, interview on the public television of Armenia, national TV morning program. At that time also our Italian colleagues were here, so Mariangela Vandini, Ania Avakian and Guar Hovakiman visited the channel and gave interview. So again, you can see all these occasions that really fostered the promotion and in promotion of our activities, the visibility of our center, which was visible also in the increase of the reactions from our audience and in engagement in different comments, posts, likes, this kind of activities. You can see other media representation in, for example, Armen Press online newspaper, also one article in our ministry's website. Again, here we have on the news we were presented and Shorakat cultural poster program. Ani Avakian was invited to talk about the plans and perspectives of the project. And interesting again part is this new section that I was telling you about, this sources that has been created recently in autumn, and we aim to facilitate the implementation of Action F actually by creating this because it's a way to create this interdisciplinary dialogue and intercultural dialogue between our experts, our specialists, and international specialists, because during this project we realized that there is, although we have internet and all this access to everything, still we have lack of information, lack of awareness of many new approaches, developments in, for example, conservation, restoration, management, and enhancement of cultural heritage. So with this new section, we try to help to support our local experts and local specialists, and we are open to suggestions and really encourage them to visit the website specific section. And if you have any kind of suggestions or remarks, please don't hesitate to write us. And a bit of an interesting fact to end up with. So we have special branding campaign that was implemented from the beginning of creation, like of the center. And as you know that as part of the branding, we use this logo quite often, almost everywhere, and many people already know ROCHEMP by this logo, and it's not just pretty, but it's also well conceived and well designed. Well conceived because this hexagon actually symbolizes this connecting center of universal coherence, which ties with everything together and links everything back. So if you remember that ROCHEMP project actually has these 5 thematic areas, and this symbol quite nicely symbolizes all that 5 areas that we are working on, and it also looks like a sketch of cultural building, temple, castle, historical house, etc. which is also quite significant. And also the color of the branding has also this symbolical meaning, because it symbolizes this basalt stone, which is one of the materials of many historical structures in Armenia. And on the other hand, it symbolizes calmness, intelligence, and conservation. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Gane, for completing this presentation about communication, which is a key point in any project nowadays. And with your presentation, we completed the overview of the activities that have been done. And even if it has been already mentioned a few times that the activities that have been done during these 2 years are providing the background for future activities, and the desire, the wish of everybody is that all the work that has been done is not going to stop to finish with the end of the project next month, but it's going to continue in the future. I'm going to give the floor to Marianne Hakobian from the National Gallery of Armenia to talk about the future of the ROCHEMP project, which we hope is going to be effective and long. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, dear friends, good afternoon to everyone. It's my great pleasure to be here with you, and thank you for all your interesting and very useful topics, presentations. And I'm really glad that the ROCHEMP Center is the important part of our big museum. Though the ROCHEMP project comes to its conclusion, anyway, we're really happy that the center is going to continue its function in our structure. Dear colleagues, representing AICS and University of Bologna and Ministry of Education, Science and Culture and Sport of the Republic of Armenia, thank you all for your cooperation and for your really invaluable contribution to the project. Thank you for the cooperation, and my gratitude to the Italian Embassy in Armenia. And my special gratitude to our very professional and passionate team who performed good results of the work, really good results, best results, I can say, for the last 16 months under the supervision of Mariangela Bandini and Tanya Kini. Thank you. And in 2 words, just in 2 words, I'm going to talk about our further projects and further dialogues and main proposals. And now this official part I'm going to deliver in the official language of my country, in Armenia. And in the end, I will kindly ask the director of the center, Ania Bakyan, to summarize the short speech. So thank you. Այսպիսով, համարում եմ, որ մշակութային ժառանգության, կառավարման, պահպանության, արժևորման տարածաշրջանային կենտրոնի կողմից Բոլոնիայի համալսարանի մշակութային ժառանգության դեպարտամենտի, Հայաստանի Հանրապետության կրթության, գիտության, մշակույթի և սպորտի նախարարության և համագործակցության զարգացման, իտալական գործակալության աջակցությամբ կազմակերպված այս եզրափակիչ գիտակցումը կարևոր իրադարձություն Հայաստանի գիտամշակութային կյանքում և անվարան ազդարարեց մի նոր շրջափուլ մշակութային արժեքների պահպանության և կառավարման Հայաստանի ազգային պատկերասրահի մասնաճյուղ հանդիսացող կենտրոնի գործունեությունը կարևորագույն նշանակություն ունեցավ ոչ միայն Հայաստանի, այլև ողջ տարածաշրջանային նյութական և ոչ նյութական հարուստ ժառանգության արժևորման, պահպանության և հիմնախնդիրների համակարգման բնագավառներում։ Այսօր Հայաստանի մշակութային տարբեր կենտրոններն ու թանգարանները, հետազոտական ինստիտուտներն ու գիտական կառույցները լրջորեն մտահոգված են մշակութային ժառանգության պահպանության հիմնախնդիրներով, ինչը նաև անվարան Հայաստանի ազգային պատկերասրահի առանցքային գործառույթներից է։ Վերջին ամիսներին նշեմ, որ մենք սերտորեն համագործակցել ենք կրթության, գիտության, մշակույթի և սպորտի նախարարության հետ և այսօր ուրախությամբ կարող եմ ասել, որ արդեն ֆիքսել ենք, որ իտալական կողմի ֆինանսավորման ավարտից հետո Հայաստանի կողմը կշարունակի ֆինանսական աջակցությունը կենտրոնի գործունեության ու ծրագրերին, ինչը անշուշտ հնարավորություն կտա նոր ծրագրերի ազգապահպան, նոր միտումների, նպատակների իրականացման համար և լիահույս ենք, որ այս արդյունավետ համագործակցությունը անպայման կունենա հետագայի մեր շարունակությունը։ Այս պահին արդեն ունենք մշակութային ժառանգության պահպանության վերականգնման, հանրահռչակման տարբեր ուղղություններով միտումների վերաբերող ծրագրեր, գլխավորապես վերապատրաստման և մասնագիտական փորձի փոխանակման ծրագրեր։ Վստահ ենք, որ կենտրոնի հետագա գործունեությունը մեծապես կնպաստի դաշտի խորապես ուսումնասիրման ու առավել մեծ թվով մասնագետների ներգրավմանը, ոլորտի խնդիրների վերահանման ու միջազգային հարուստ փորձի յուրացմանը, զարգ կտա ազգային նյութական եւ ոչ նյութական ժառանգության, պահպանության հիմնախնդիրների, համակարգման ու կառավարման հստակ ռազմավարության մշակմանը։ Մաղթում եմ գիտաժողովի կազմակերպիչներին եւ մասնակիցներին ամենայն բարիք եւ ապակա ծրագրերի շուրջ արդյունավետ աշխատանք եւ կոնստրուկտիվ երկխոսություն։ Շնորհակալություն ուշադրության համար, Անի ջան, խնդրեմ ձեզ ամփոփ ներկայացնել ասածս։ Thank you for your attention, dears, and looking forward to meeting you in Armenia.
Thank you, Mrs. Hakopian. I will try to summarize what Mrs. Hakopian has mentioned in her official speech. Mrs. Hakopian underlined the importance of this conference organized by the University of Bologna in partnership with the Ministry of Education, Science, Culture and Sports of Armenia with AICS. And she says that it became a sort of a new phase in the field of cultural heritage preservation and management in Armenia. And she said that being the institutional branch of the National Gallery of Armenia, the center has already performed a very good result in its work implementation, and she hopes that in the future it's going to have more participation in the process of training of the professionals and providing solutions to the problematics in the field of cultural heritage in Armenia. She also mentioned that during the last months, the National Gallery has closely worked with the Ministry of Education, Science and Culture of Armenia, and today she is really grateful to fix the fact that even though the financing of from AICS from Italian part is going to be over in this month, but the center will still continue to function, and currently there are already a number of projects planned for the 2021. Particularly, we have in the annual curriculum training of professionals, professional events for the professional experience exchange in different topics of cultural heritage. And she really hopes that the center will become a cornerstone for the solution, in the process of solution of a number of complex problems in the field of cultural heritage. And she really hopes that this fruitful collaboration between Armenia and Italy within the framework of ROCHEMP project will still be possible to implement and continue in the future. Mrs. Hakopian wishes to the participants, to the organizers and participants of this important conference, good luck in all their initiatives and work, and also a constructive dialogue between the professionals. I hope I could cover the main parts. Thank you.
Thank you, Marine Hakopian, and thank you, Ani, for translating. It has been very helpful and useful, of course, for all of us. And with the perspective of the project, now we are approaching the conclusion of this meeting. And it has been mentioned a few times that the Italian embassy in Yerevan and the ambassador del Monaco played a key role in the organization of the project at the beginning, in the contact with the Italian Agency for Development and Cooperation, and also in the contact with the Armenian authorities, and being the head of the steering committee of the project. And now we have today with us a representative of the Italian Embassy in Yerevan, Mr. Dionisi, and I give the floor to you, Mr. Dionisi, for the conclusive remarks. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Professor, and good afternoon to everyone. As it is an honor and privilege to be here today as a representative of the Embassy of Italy, which, as it was recalled, has indeed from the start been one of the co-supporters in this project, in particular thanks to the effort of my erstwhile head of mission, Ambassador del Monaco, was well wishes from Tirana. I'm glad to extend to all of you. I believe that it falls on me the very difficult task of providing in these closing remarks something valuable to say, and I almost fear that after so many distinguished speakers have already touched on all the issues, I will try to be as brief as possible. This project has represented a perfect synergy of the cultural strains of our countries with the richness of Armenian cultural patrimony and experience, an Italian experience in the field of preservation and enrichment of cultural heritage. That the inauguration of ROCHEMP, as already been recalled, happened distinguished background, the state visit of President Mattarella to Yerevan in July 2018, that always meant that its operatives would have a very strong legacy to uphold. As we now live in days that show us even more so than regularly the sensitivity of this field, and that invites us to pay even more attention to it in the interest of all mankind, because as we may speak of Armenian monasteries or Italian monuments, but at the end of it, all we're talking about is the common heritage of mankind. We all suffer from its loss, whether this heritage is damaged to the inquiry of time or destroyed to willful action, or even when it's just not properly recognized and appreciated and valued. I mentioned earlier the strong synergy that was inherent in this project, and to my mind, honestly, nothing could have displayed it as obviously as your achievements in the last year in particular. In a terrible period, especially for Armenia, where so many important initiatives had to be put on hold, and we hope, obviously, for just a short period of time, that this project could be brought to conclusion with almost no real delay, attests both to the competence and enthusiasm of the people who took part in it, but also, of course, of the rich soil on which they were walking. This awareness confirms to me the necessity to make sure that ROCHEMP becomes a standing presence, as to not lose what has already been achieved. The Italian government has already stated its willingness to see a phase 2 of the project. Lastly, during the occasion of the visit to Yerevan of Deputy Minister Di Stefano last December, when he met, among others, with Deputy Minister Martirosyan and then Deputy Minister Khachaturian. Of course, to do that, we will need to upgrade our view of ROCHEMP and decide what its new mission should be, also in the interest of sustainability. And to that purpose, I would like to extend a personal invite to all of us, and in particular to the members of the steering committee, to keep on thinking on the new projects that might be undertaken within the framework of ROCHEMP to the mutual benefit of both the Italian and Armenian parties. I will conclude now, but once again, I want to thank everybody who has already taken the word before me, also because some of the remarks were particularly enlightening, and on a personal level, I think that they really helped shape my understanding and culture. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Dionisi. Thank you for your valuable word, and your support and the support of the embassy is going to be always essential and fundamental for any future activities, and so we rely on you and on the interaction also with the Italian Agency for Development and Cooperation. And I think that we have reached the end of our workshop. I have not much to say apart from the fact that it has been extremely informative. We got a lot of information. We have seen that a lot of work has been done. We have seen that a lot of goals have been achieved. And we have seen also that people get together and people interact, and also human relationship where we have been built during this project, which is, I think, extremely important. I just wanted to remind about a few people that has been a key people in this project. And first of all, it has been already mentioned, but I want to say it once more that Tanya Kinney has been following the project day by day since the beginning, and she played really a key role in keeping the project running, together with Professor Vandini, Mariangela Vandini, the scientific responsible for the project, that have been, guiding the project through sometimes quite difficult periods, but she was very successful in driving this project through. We must also acknowledge the importance of the activity that has been done by the colleagues in Yerevan, particularly by Ani Avagian and by Gohar Havokimian, that have been, starting works in the ROCHEMP Center since the beginning, and have been interacting with the colleagues from Armenia, but also with all the students that have been educated and got training from the project. And finally, two people that have not been mentioned today and are not present today, but played a very important role as well, which are Angelo Guerriero and Stefano Keglevich, which are in charge for the administration of the project. And a project can be very successful, but without a strong administrative support, it's hard to bring it to the happy end. And the role that Stefano and Angelo played in the project and in the interaction both with the Armenian colleagues and with the Italian Agency for Development and Cooperation has been really important in the stage of negotiation, continuous negotiation, due to the fact that the COVID pandemic caused a major revision of the goals and of the budget of the project. I think that we can conclude now, and being in Hanoi, I have to wish you a happy new year, because tonight we are celebrating the new year. Tomorrow the year of the buffalo starts, following the lunar calendar, and I wish you a happy year in the year of the buffalo, and we hope we'll see again in the next meetings related to the activities that we hope to continue to carry on within the framework of the project. All the best to everybody. Bye.
Thank you and bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.